Hello, in this particular video we will understand direct and inverse proportions. So direct and inverse proportions. Okay, so this is of class 8. Okay, so let us suppose that Shyam prepares tea for himself. Prepares tea for himself and for his brother. Okay, so he uses 300 milliliter of milk. He uses 200 milliliter of water, 100 grams of sugar and 50 grams of tea leaves or tea. Okay, so this much quantity is needed to prepare tea for 2 people. So how much of each item will be needed for tea for 5 people, for 5 persons? Okay, so because we know that we need 300 milliliter of milk for 2 people, for 2 persons we need 300, so for 5 we will need 750 milliliters of milk. Okay, so similarly for water we will also need 500 milliliter of water. For sugar we will need 250 grams of sugar, and so on and so forth. So we come across many situations where we have to see the variation in one quantity bringing a variation in another quantity. Okay, so to answer these questions we study variations or direct proportions and indirect proportions. Okay, a lot of times direct proportions will solve these situations and a lot of times indirect proportion will solve these situations. Okay, so now we will further move on with the concept of direct proportion. So direct proportion. Okay, so let's say cost of 1 liter petrol is equal to 50 rupees. Find the cost of 3 liters of petrol. This is rupees 150. Similarly, we can find cost of 4.5 liters of petrol, or for any given number. Okay, so as the quantity of petrol increases, price to purchase it also increases. Okay, so this is called direct proportion. All right. Okay, so 1 liter petrol is going to cost 50 rupees, 2 liter is going to cost 100 rupees, 3 liter is going to cost 150, 4 liters is going to cost 200 rupees. Okay, so as the petrol in liters required is increased, the price also increases. So we can say that 1 by 50, let's say this is X, the amount of fuel required is X and the price paid is Y. Okay, so X by Y. So X by Y, the ratio of X by Y is same. So 1 by 50, 2 by 100, which is again 1 by 50, 3 by 150 is again 1 by 50, 4 by 200 is again 1 by 50. Okay, so here we derive the formula for direct proportion, which is X by Y is equal to K, or X is equal to KY. Okay, this is direct proportion. Okay, we can also write as x1 y1 if x and y are in direct proportion. x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2 is equal to x3 y3 is equal to x4 y4, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is direct proportion. Now let us consider an example. Let's say question: the cost of 5 meter cloth is rupees 210. Now calculate cost of 2, 4, 10 and 14 meters of cloth. So 5 meters cloth is 210, 1 meter is equal to 42 rupees. Okay, so x, let's say x is the meters on cloth. Okay, so 2 meters is going to cost 84 rupees, 4 meters is going to cost 168 rupees, 5 meters we have no 210, 10 meters is going to cost 420. Let's say for the time being we want to understand 11 meters. 11 meters is going to cost 462 rupees. 14 meters is going to cost something around 420 plus 168, so 588 rupees. Okay, so this is how you can find. So this is again, we can also use the formula x1 by y1 is equal to x2 by y2. Okay, so x1 in this case is going to be 5, y1 is going to be 210, x2 is going to be 14, y2 is going to be y2. We have to find y2, which is 14 into 5, 14 into 210 divided by 5. So we will get 588 as the answer. Okay, rupees 588 as the answer. Okay, so this is how we calculate direct proportion. All right. So here we also saw for 11, although it was not as we saw for 11, and so this is how. So suppose somebody asks for 11.5 paper, so 11.5 meters of cloth. So you will be able to answer it very quickly, no problem there. Okay. So let's discuss another question based on this. So question is, the scale of a map is 1:1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is the scale of the map. So on the map, two cities are 4 centimeter apart. Find the actual distance between them. Okay, so 4 raised to the power 10 to the power minus 2 meters is the distance between the two cities on the map. Distance between the cities on the map. Okay, so in real, the scale of the map is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 into 10 to the power 6. This is the scale of the map. So 4 into 10 to the power minus 2 into 10 to the power 6, 4 into 10 to the power 4, which is 4 into so 40,000 meters is the distance between the two cities. Okay, this is going to be your answer. And if we have to convert it in kilometers, we will going to divide by 1000. So this is going to come as 40 kilometers is the distance between the two cities. Okay, this is how we are going to do it. It can also be done in the form of x1 and y1. So understand this: 1 is to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is equal to x to the power y, x is to y. So 1 by 10 to the power 6 is equal to So x here is 4 centimeter by y. Okay, so 4 is in centimeters, so y 4 10 to the power 6, so 4 raised to the 10 to the power 6 centimeter is going to be your answer. All right, so if you convert it, you will get simple 40 kilometers. All right, so the questions based on this will be simple and easy, and so I'm not discussing it. Now we will move on to the next topic, which is inverse proportion. You will get simple questions based on direct proportions like this, and if you practice 2 or 3 more questions, you should be able to get through any other question. Okay, so now let's come to inverse proportion. Inverse proportion. Okay, so two quantities may change in such a manner that if one quantity increases, the other decreases. Okay, in the last case we used to see x is equal to ky. Here we are going to see x is inversely proportional to y. Okay, as x increases, y decreases, or x decreases, then y increases. Okay, let's take it. So let us understand the following example here. So let's say, suppose someone wants to buy mathematics books with 5,000 rupees. Okay, the price of one book is 50 rupees. So with price of one book being 50 rupees, he can buy 100 books. Now if the price is increased, let's say to 100 rupees, so he will be able to buy only 50 books. Okay, so if price is raised to 200 rupees, he will be able to buy 25 books. Okay, so as you see that as x is increasing, y is decreasing. Okay, x is increasing, y is decreasing, x is increasing, y is decreasing, or as y is decreasing, x is increasing. All right, you can see both the relations here. Okay, so there exists an inverse relation or an inverse proportion. So let's say, now what is happening here is that our total requirement, that 5,000 rupees should be spent on the book, is a constant. The other two factors are changing. So x, let's say the first one is x, which is the price of the book, and y, number of books purchased. So xy is equal to 5,000, which is a constant. So x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2 is equal to x3 y3, and so on and so forth. Okay, so here we will get x1 by x2 is equal to y2 by y1. This is the relation we are getting. Okay, so now let's see few questions based on this. Okay, so question would be, let's discuss it here. So questions would be, 6 pipes fill a tank in 1 hour 20 minutes. How long will 5 pipes take to fill the tank? Okay, so the number of pipes is 6. The total time taken is, when pipes are 6, it takes 80 minutes. Okay, so when pipes are 5, it takes, so when the number of pipes has been decreased, the time taken will be increased. Okay, so this is a case of inverse proportion. So 6 into 80 is equal to 5 into y. y is the time taken. Okay, so y is equal to 6 into 80 by 5. 5 is equal to 16, which is equal to 96 minutes, which is 1 hour 36 minutes. Okay, so this is how you are going to solve it. Let's see another question based on this. So question would be, let's say 15 workers build a wall in 48 hours. How many workers can do it in 30 hours? Okay, so as the number of hours have decreased, the number of workers will increase. Okay, so let's say x is number of workers, which is 15, and then in the second case it is x, and y is the time taken, so it is 48, this is 30. Okay, so we have understood here x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2. So x1 y1, so this is 15 into 48 is equal to x into 30, so this is 2 by 24, x is equal to 24. So 24 workers can do it in 30 hours. So 9 workers have increased. Okay, so 9 workers increase. Okay, this is how you are going to get questions. This will be simple enough. There is nothing so difficult about it. So I think if you practice these few questions based on this, you should be able to get along with any other question here. All right, so I'm concluding this particular chapter. You can ask any question if you have based on this. Okay.